Good morning. Let me do a little adjustments if I'm able. Wow, I could show you every freckle I own. I thought I would just real quick. First thing, I'm using my new phone, new to me phone. I still have a thing to check with this phone. Um, I'm not 100% certain that they took the payment they were supposed to when I bought the phone. So I'm going to have to do that. Let's see. And so let me get my welcome in here in a second. Um, Good morning. And is that Iris? Hi. And Bernie. Bernie, very nice information. Very nice information. Let me make sure that I have all messages is up. Okay. And what else? Because it's a different phone and I'm learning some how to use it. That's a little too big a head. We don't need a talking head that's that big. Okay. I am sitting on the front porch and it's not super sunny. I don't want to be super sunny hot today. So you're seeing the wall of the cabin behind my head. I think I have all the settings kind of right. It feels like the tripod's a little tall, but adjusting it might be a little awkward. Good morning, Donna R. How are you this morning? Welcome. So let me do the official welcome to Simply Live with me. I'm kind of known as Simply Lesa. I got that name when I had it in a dream when I was about 7. And it's funny that later on, like when I hiked on the AT and stuff, people were like, man, you're just so simple. And like what you see is what you get. And so it kind of stuck as Simply Lesa. So that's what's going on there. Hi, Sonia. It's so good to see you. So, welcome. And the housekeeping things that my buddy who comes on, Beth, I've never actually met Beth, just on here. But Beth usually comes on and does housekeeping stuff with us. She's one of my moderators. I'm really glad that I have some moderators because I need that help. Um, so let's see. I I need to find a stapler or yeah, there's this way to tear paper to hold it together as if it was with a stapler, but this piece is so thick that I can't tear it. So I need to get the scissors and do that. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm trying not to lose these pieces of paper that are my notes from the hospital to talk to you guys about. So let's see. So we come out here on 9:30 Arizona time most Sunday mornings for a live stream and get together kind of as a community. Um, I share my life's experience, and some people call it wisdom. Um, I am willing to kind of hold your hand as you try some things that are awkward in your own life because sometimes nobody was there for me. And so sometimes it's nice to know that, I can help somebody a little bit, even if it's just, kind of hand holding or helping you to find a creative solution to something that's going on in your life, or maybe just a different perspective. And so I encourage you guys to see everything that happens in life and the curveballs and everything. If you could see them as an adventure and or turn them into an adventure, a little easier to go through some of those things. Good morning, uh, Mary. Um, I don't know if you guys can hear the birds. I can. Let's see if it works on this. No. Okay. In the YouTube thing, it doesn't work the same. The that tree right there, that pinon, is a bird feeder tree. Now I'm gonna have to I would have to adjust the tripod. That would be kind of hard. So that's fine, Mary, that you're just listening. Anyways, you might hear commotion over there. The birds are busy. I'm not sure I can, without losing the stuff I'm holding in my lap. Let's see. I'm not sure I can make this big enough. Nah, I can't make it any bigger for you guys to see. But that's where the sound coming from with the birds. So let's see. Let's put me back here. And I didn't braid my hair today. I just have it twisted up, kind of in a twisted up, messy bun thing. But y'all know my hair's really super long. So let's see. So if you'd like me to talk about something specific, or if you would like to ask me a specific question, please put 3 uppercase Q's first so that I can see it and notice it on the phone. I do everything on my YouTube channel on the phone, and I've had the YouTube channel since 2004. I have over 7,000 not members. I have over 7,000 subscribers. But because of my becoming disabled in 2003, I came in under a different title and birthday requirements and things of that nature, where I can't earn much money until we thought it was going to be when I turned 62, and then they changed a rule that year, and I missed it by my birthday, missed it by like a month or 2 months or something, something small anyways. So I had to wait till I'm 67. That will happen next. I don't turn 67 in January, but because it's my 67th birthday year, come January, I can take the gloves off. I can start to work the channel and actually try to see if I can make it be a business and make me money. But up until that time, I have always had kid gloves on, being super careful. I have had Social Security look at me and ask me a couple of questions before, and I'm not trying to lose what I need. And I need my Social Security check, which is a low income check in a relative sense. Some of you, hi Donna Kay, some of you have a much larger Social Security income than I do, and some of you have a smaller one. But I can understand. So, oh, an alert just woke you up so you can watch today. Oh, thank you, Skipperdoodle. So Skip, moved to the Philippines last year. Skip, I haven't forgotten your box. I just haven't figured it out yet. It's getting closer, but wow. There's been stuff, you know how life is, but I'll get it to you. You know I'll get it to you. So let's see. So this week has been incredible. Can I do that weird thing with my eyes again? That's been incredible. So I had scheduled 2 allergy tests with my doctor. The first allergy test was for foods, and the second one was supposed to be for the week following it, and was going to be for environmental things. Because 6 or 7 years ago, I had a really odd allergy test. Hey, cat, you, kitty, get down. I don't have anything to toss at that cat. Cats, don't be doing that. What are you doing? Oh, wait. I know you guys, well, you can't see it. He was climbing on the back of the chair. Okay, yeah, I can't show you. Anyways, so stop interrupting my own self, right? So, hey, Iris. So, basically, we, I went to my appointment. Okay. It was in Sholo. That's about an hour and a half, depends on traffic and weather, but about an hour and a half drive away. Maybe, maybe I should say it's 2 hours away because it's a long ways. Anyway, so I went to my appointment and they started the process. So this doctor's office actually takes needles in little vials and does an injection under your skin. Now, I'm not sure that this light, with all my freckles, you can see anything left on my arm. But honestly, there are still like bumps here and here and here. And I'll try to put my arm down where you might be able to see the bumps. But I have so many freckles, you might not be able to see. So, the way that they do the allergy testing at that doctor's office is they inject a little bit of a possible allergen under the skin. And then they watch to see what happens. So the girl's in the office with me, and it's a busy office. It's a day when she has lots of people that are coming and going and either getting tests or having their little test area checked. By the way, I just heard my other phone. So the old phone is in the house. If you're somebody who's trying to reach me on the other phone, I'm not paying attention to it while we're doing this today because it's too much. Okay. So they so she's in the office with me, talks to me a little bit, gets interrupted, needs to run out for a few minutes, comes back, does something with somebody else, checks an arm, does a something, gets a patient ready for the doctor. The doctor's in the office, but this is like physician's assistant or something. And so she comes back in and we're talking. And I said, now, just so you know, on purpose, I'm going to talk and I'm going to look the other way because I don't want to flinch too much. And so she was like, she'd already done one or two. And she was like, no, no, you're flinching. The amount you did is appropriate. It's fine. And so, okay, all right. So she put probably three, because I think it's 3 rows across. So she did 1 row and she walks away and she does something else because it needs a few minutes time. She comes back and she holds a card up to it with these circles and the size of the circles, like the millimeters, or it must be millimeters, but the dimension or diameter of the little reaction is what she's looking at. She went, that's kind of odd. I want to keep an eye on that one. So normally I would do another row right now, but I'm going to wait a minute. And so she went, she did something with somebody else, and she came back. So what I'm saying is she basically gave it time. Okay. And then she came back and she goes, yeah, that's a little odd. Okay, let's do another one. So okay, over the course of a couple of hours or however long I was in the office, she did 26 injections. Okay. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, I had to be there at 8:30 in the morning. So I left at like, I don't know, 6:30, something like that. Dropped Wendy off with Tina in St. John's. Tina is the new Red Dog boarding. She does doggy daycare if you bring their lunch for $5 a day. And if you don't bring their lunch, it's 7. So she, hey Beth, thank you for coming. So, and thank you for helping with all those housekeeping things. So, so Wendy had been dropped off, so I'm by myself. I went and got gas, and I had made myself an iced coffee using instant coffee, coconut milk powder, and real maple syrup. And so I had my iced coffee, dropped her off, went to uh, went to the appointment, and then this all happened. So um, so 20, 26 injections of possible allergens on my arm. Reaching for things. Oops. Let me put the pen over here. If you guys say something, I have to remember I brought my pen for making a note. So these are the things. This is the sheet of paper that I walked away with, right? But it's a copy of what they did. 26 things. So things like the first two they have to do is glycerin and phenol because it's part of the carrier for the allergens. So they have to make sure you're not allergic to the stuff that tries to do the test. So then there's all these other things. Now, the two that are highlighted in orange are my worst offenders. Okay. And those are the malt and pineapple. And then the other two that are high up there, that real high up there, are corn and lettuce. I guess more people are allergic to lettuce than I had any clue. How is that cat? I saw a cattail. I mean, like one of the kittens, they're not kittens anymore. They're like cats now. But all I saw was the tail. I was like, how is that cat that high? Oh, good Lord. Anyway, stop getting distracted. But so they did things like cow's milk, which I had been told I was allergic to, egg whites, uh, Saccharomyces, I don't know how to say that one, soy, wheat, apple, beef. You get it, right? Black pepper, chicken, oats, lettuce, onion, orange, pork, rice. Well, I don't eat pork, so that's rice because I was worried about the rice because I passed out when I had rice that time. Tomato, tuna, white potato, strawberry, melon, banana, peach, chocolate. I don't. Anyway, so we did this test, and before she even finished getting all 26 on my arm, I just kept saying, I just feel so confused. And I remember I said it, she had to walk away. And she came back and I was just like, I just, right? And then when I described it to her the next day, she goes, oh, that sounds like anxiety. And I was like, let me finish telling you the rest of the story because that's brain fog. That's allergic reaction starting. I know this. Don't even, because it got worse all day long. So I don't know. To make the story short, when I left the office, she had already said, I'm really concerned. Your arm is way blowing up weird. Some of these are so large. She goes, I'm not sure I've ever seen anybody have them as large circles as I'm seeing on your arm. So when she let me go, I had a few minutes of, okay, she said I can leave, but what do I do? That's a weird, like, for me, brain fog, weird mental state to be like, okay, she said I can leave, but I don't know what to do. So I stood up, but then I was like, okay, I don't know how do I leave? What do I, like, so I want to use the word kind of stumbled out of the office, but I didn't like trip. Nobody really noticed. I noticed because I didn't feel right. And so I went like outside the door because I hesitated at the desk, the admin desk, like, do I need to do something? And I knew I didn't, but I couldn't like put it together. So then I walked outside and I realized I'm standing in front of my car and I don't know what to do. And so there was a wall, you know, you park up near a building. So I leaned on the wall. Okay. And I just stood there until I could remember what I needed to do, which was open one of the doors and get in the car. And then it was like, okay, I better put the air conditioner on. Right. And then, but while I was leaned on the wall, I noticed that the shopping center across the street had a Goodwill. And I was like, oh, okay. I can go over there and just wander until my brain works because nobody cares in a thrift store. So, um, so, uh, so I ended up wandering in a Goodwill for a number of couple of hours, maybe not even, just like walking through feeling fabric, picking up baskets and putting them down. Not, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I mean, I did, but I think you guys understand what I'm saying. I'm not trying to exaggerate this at all. I'm just saying I was having brain fog pretty bad. I just didn't kind of have the words to put with it. And so then I was like, well, I gotta go because I can't leave Wendy very long where she is. And then I was like, well, yeah, I can. That's what the doggy daycare is for. And I'm paying her. Oh, yeah, don't forget to get cash so you can give her money. It's like, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. And so I went to Home Depot and I tried to go in Home Depot and I just was like, I can't be in here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to. Yeah. I just see Beth's thing. I was trying to get my mental equilibrium back. Absolutely. That's absolutely what was happening. So I'm kind of, and I was like, okay, I know that I had thought about getting a couple of pieces of rebar at Home Depot and it was on the road on the way home. And I was like, just go look at the rebar section. I got to it, there was only one piece on the shelf, and I went, forget it. I'm just leaving. So I just left. I went part way out and then turned around and used their bathroom, and then I left. And then I was like, well, Walmart's right here, and I'm going to need food for a few days, like 3 or 4 days. So I better go in Walmart and get some food. And I was like, I was having, it was end of the month, and it was a tight month again last month. Inflation, everything is just feels harder and harder sometimes. And when your mental equilibrium is off, you really can struggle with those things. So I went in and I couldn't find what I was looking for. I had my old phone. I was trying to figure out the Walmart app for it to tell me where to find the thing was that I was looking for. I wanted a roll of festival ground turkey breakfast sausage. And I was like, I just want one of those because of the flavor, because some of what I've eaten lately has no flavor. And I need to get a bag of their 80/20 hamburgers. And I don't want their 75/15s. They taste nasty. And I couldn't find them. It was like there's only so many freezer sections. Well, I finally saw one of those people. I saw one of those people who put together orders for pickup by Walmart customers. And so I asked her, where do I, she goes, oh, there's a new freezer thing over there. And both of those are in that one. And I was like, oh, how bizarre. And just went and grabbed the two things and went to the register. I didn't even like shop. I just was like, I got to get out of the store. I can't do this. Um, and so I went out, then I couldn't find the car. And that feels like crap. Am I an old lady? I'm getting forgetful. It's not. It's just, come on. I was really having brain fog. Bad. So, So I did get to the car. Then it was like I'm just sitting in the car with the air conditioner running for a while until I can maneuver backing out without anybody walking past me or some other car. And then it was like, I just need the back roads home. So I drove as many back roads as I could to get home. And well, to get down to get Wendy. And when I stopped to get Wendy, well, I got gas first. That was hard. But then when I got Wendy, I told Tina, I don't mean to be rude and I love to visit, but I can't. I just want to go home and go to bed. I just want to go home and go to bed. And so I got almost all the way home. I got onto one of the dirt roads and I stopped in the middle of the road and called the doctor's office and said, "Can I take Benadryl, please?" She was like, "Yeah, what's going on?" And I couldn't really explain everything. Well, got home. So I took a Benadryl with the little bit of gross, the last of the ice melted in the bottom of the iced coffee cup. And I had by that point, because I take my instant coffee, coconut milk, and maple syrup in an insulated silver bag in the car with me so that if I want another one. So I was on my third iced coffee. I took it with the iced coffee, got home and kind of collapsed into a chair at home, made sure, everybody was safe here, and just sat down and went, "Oh God, I feel like crap." And so I realized that about the time I was taking the Benadryl, well, no, it was after it was before I took the Benadryl. The drive home from St. John's, where I had picked up Wendy, my joints were swelling so bad that it was hard to hold the steering wheel. And my knees hurt so freaking bad. And I've got an automatic car, but like trying to lift my leg to push the pedal hurt like horrible. So I got here. So then I've taken the Benadryl in the middle of the road, right? Called the doctor's office. Get back here. It's not 4:30 yet, so I try calling the office again and I can't get through. And I'm like, how much more can I take? It hurts, right? And so I wait a little while and I think about it. And I tried to stand up from the chair and I couldn't bend my knees. They were so fat. I couldn't, or inflamed, that I couldn't bend my knees enough to stand up. So I called the non emergency EMT number for the closest EMTs to where the cabin is, which happens to be Sanders. And so I'm telling you guys a little detail I should probably be careful of. But anyway, and the EMT said, "I need you." I asked, "At what point does it become an emergency?" And he said, "It already is." And he said, I need you to hang up and dial 911. You're going to get me on the phone, but I can't come get you until you do the 911 call. And I'm like, "Are you sure that's what I got to do?" He says, "Ma'am, please listen to me." Okay. So I hung up and then I texted two neighbors in case one didn't respond. And so, I texted, "I've been on the phone with the EMTs. They want me to let them take me to the ER. Should I? But what about Wendy and the kittens?" And the closest neighbor, who sometimes I feel funny about because they stay to themselves so much. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't even have said that, but See, I've learned that neighborly thing of, hey, I haven't heard from you in a couple of weeks. Yeah, all right, right? Just to check in. And well, anyways, so so I so that person said, great big yes with a bunch of exclamation points. I'll be right there. And I just went. And the other person responded, yes, great, big all cap letters, yes. And um, I'll coordinate with the other neighbor about the dog and cats. And I just went. So then I was like, God, I don't want to go to the hospital. I don't want to go to the ER. All right. So I dial 911 and then I'm talking to the dog and I'm talking to the guy and I'm like, you guys have been out here before, so there's probably a pin from about 5 or 6 years ago. And he goes, no, I've only been here 3 years and I don't recognize your address. And I looked quick and I don't see it. So he was like, give me some information. I was like, okay, no problem. And, I've registered my address with the GIS system in the world, which is a little challenging to do. It's not horrible, but it's a little challenging. But it took me quite a while to get mine to show up on Google Maps. And but it does, and it now has there's a name, but I don't remember what the name of it is for your new location code. And so it doesn't always say the coordinates like you used to get, but it's the emergency coordinates has a new name anyway. So they came, they got me. The neighbor was here within a couple of minutes. Um, and the first thing he said when he came inside, he brought his grandson with him. And the first thing he said when he walked in the door was, oh my God, look at your legs. How are you going to put your shoes on? Oh no. But at that point, my feet had swollen so bad, like I said, I couldn't stand up. My skin on my legs, like I had the worst sunburn in the world. Red, red, red. And my ankles were huge. My joints were like I couldn't have written anything with a pen or anything. I mean, my joints were so inflamed, it was horrible. So it calmed down a little bit by the time the ambulance did come, and I was able to put the shoes on to get in the ambulance. And of course, they had to, like, put you on the stretcher and lift you up in, even though I could have walked, right? But it's what happens. So that was how I got to the hospital. And of course, they ask you which hospital would you like to go to, and I told them Springerville because they know me and my doctor's related to that. And he was like, "Oh, I haven't been down there in like 2 years." And I was like, "Really? Where do you go?" And he goes, "Zuni." And I was like, I didn't even realize Zuni had a hospital. So I'm gonna have to investigate that because honestly, Zuni's closer. So, oh my goodness, y'all missed that. I wish I had seen it to turn the camera around. So this week I have taken the pan that I used to stand in when I took my shower. And I've decided, because while I was gone with to the hospital, the cat's water evaporated, and cats like fresh water, and there's the issue of the wild animals and the birds and the whatever else coming for water, and snakes coming for water. Well, because of the birds, the snakes, and but everything out here's thirsty. It's the desert. I might be a high desert, but it's still desert. So I took that wash tub. Let's see if I can show you. And it is, let's see, do I need two fingers? Yes, two fingers. Can you see that dark black? I'm being careful not to move the phone too much because of things that happen. But right behind that tree, where's the camera? Right there. There's that black shadowy look. That's the wash tub. I decided to put it over there and fill it with water. And it's been payday, so I've ordered a solar uh, water fountain pump for like 7.99 or something. That cats really like fresh water, and to keep bugs and mosquitoes and things from multiplying or breeding, if the water moves, it kind of avoids some of those problems. Now, I'm still going to get rabbits and possibly rats and possibly mice and birds. Everybody's going to end up using it. The birds will love it once there's the fountain and the sound. The cats will love it more. But here's what just happened. Miss Wendy, the other day, it was really, really hot. And before I put that over there, one day, I stuck about an inch of water in the bottom and put her in that and took my hands and splashed the water on her belly to cool her off. She didn't take much time to figure out that she can hop right in there and lay down. And she was just in it, laying down with birds. And the birds were like coming to the water too. So to me, that's cute and it's funny, and the cats are loving it. Now I don't have to worry about the water dishes for the animals. They can all use that. It's close enough to the house, but a little distance. So, okay, so I need to catch up and see what you guys are saying so I can answer your questions. And yes, there's more to the story, but let me go see what you're asking for questions, because it might be a better way to finish this all up. So I'm gonna get close to you. Okay, I don't have to put my nose right in your face, but in order to maneuver the messages so I can see what's going on. Okay, I saw when Skipperdoodle came on. Okay, so I can go below that. And is my finger? Oh, look, with this phone, I bet this camera is much better. Well, I'm paying. I don't, I don't like to owe anybody money, but I bought the phone on payments because I didn't have the funds to just buy a phone. And so it's a Samsung Galaxy. It's not a fancy one, but it's an A15. But it's a good quality. Samsung cameras are good. And so uh, I expect that the camera is going to be wonderful on this. And so I basically, I'm paying $200 for this phone. Um, okay, so there's where Beth came in. Oh, yes. Bernie, thank you for those comments. Yeah, it's kind of cool hearing the birds, right? I wish I could show you more of that, or I was closer. I still struggle with signal out here. It's better. I did get a visible phone, guys, and I do have a friend code now. So if one of you wants to get visible, check with me for that. I haven't done, I'm still, a lot's happened. It's taken me a little adjustment time to get the two phones straightened out. I'm gonna have a new phone number. I'm gonna leave the other one because it's a free phone running for a while. And but let's just leave that. Let me see what you guys are seeing. Okay, so there's all the Olas. Okay. Nope, that's not a question. Who's that? Bernie saying, "Oh my, I had 4 double-sided sheets after something." Okay. Yeah, mine, they only did 26 at a time. Can you imagine what would have happened if they had done it with that more, I want to say more modern, more they have these preloaded things they do to people now, and they'll put hundreds of things on you. Can you imagine what would have happened to me then? Um, and who's this? This is Beth. That list of foods you can't eat sounds like the list of things my two friends with Hashimoto's thyroid can't eat. Okay, so a comment alongside that yours, uh, Beth. While we were doing the test, the assistant, whatever she was called, she has a name, but I didn't want to kind of like put her name out there in case she's watching. But she kept saying, I want to test you for celiacs so bad. But the more we did, she said, nah, I can't. Look what's happening to your arm, and you have MS. If I do something that causes you to have another allergic reaction that then kicks in an MS flare, you could not come out of the MS flare and be paralyzed or something, and I couldn't live with myself. So I can't do that test because you would have to eat a bunch of stuff that has gluten and oats and things. You would have to make yourself sick for me to find out before. And we're not doing that. So, yeah. So she was gonna, yeah, she was thinking celiacs. Yeah, okay. Now, questions. This is from Bernie. Were you allergic to one of those shots? I was allergic to 4 and 2 severely. So they rate them by numbers. And so there are 2 that are 11s, and there are 2 that are 10s with question marks. So she's like, they're bad, but they're not as bad as the 11s. And she was like, I hardly ever see an 11. So yeah, I was very allergic. Yes. Uh, So here's some more questions. This is from Beth. When you moved the phone, it buffered and we lost audio. Okay, I'll be careful. I like I said, I'm aware that I still have signal issues, but the visible is working better. It's all back. Okay, 18 watching, but only 10 thumbs up. Is that the end of the messages? So no more questions? Okay, yep. Okay, so we're still on all messages. Okay, so this shirt rolled up. Oh, it's because of I forgot there's a blanket behind the back of this chair. The cats have been liking laying on this chair at night. Um, so, okay, so to finish the allergy story, so I went to the hospital. I was at the hospital for I don't know how many hours, but I got home at 2 o'clock in the morning. I had to get a med ride home because the ambulance doesn't wait to bring you back. So that was a little process, took a couple of hours. But basically, the physician's assistant and doctors took the time to explain to me in a very simplified version because my brain wasn't working it great. Um, the difference between what things I'm having happen to me that are MS related and the things that are allergy related. And I'm so grateful because I've been hunting for how can I separate this mess that's me, right? And so the way they explained it in the simplified version is when you're going for a walk and your legs get tired, that's MS. When you wake up one day and you just have fatigue, like you didn't do anything to be as tired as you are, that's MS. It's like, oh, okay. And then they said, the joint swelling, the inflammation, that's allergies. And I'm like, well, I have more of that than I have of MS. They're like, well, that's very possible. So they talked to me carefully about making a good decision about what we were going to do for treatment. And so they suggested that I 95% go with what they're saying. And I was like, okay, all right. I mean, I know you're not like being salesman here. You're trying to save my life. So they're like, so because I have MS, they were like, we are choosing steroids because you have MS. So, what we need to do is get your body calmed down so that then you can deal with whatever's happening with the allergies. But until it calms down, you've just got this big inflamed whatever. So, they have put me on a 4-day regiment of steroids, prednisone. And so they gave me the first treatment in the hospital and they monitored me for a couple of hours to make sure I was going to be okay because there are risks with MS and there are risks with steroids. And come on, I've had a bad allergic reaction. So we did that. Within, I don't know, 20 minutes, a half an hour, something like that, the itchy on the side of my hand, the little bumps on my side of my hand kind of went down and I went, oh, I'm going to feel better. And they were like, what? And I was like, it doesn't itch right here anymore. And they were like, really? You can feel that quick or something? I was like, yeah, yeah. And then, a little while later, it was like, oh, I can move my knee again. Oh, that feels so good. So, they monitored me and then they called in the prescription for me. And so the deal was that the next day I needed to go back to St. John's from where the cabin is to the drugstore to pick up the prescription. And I tried all day to get any neighbor I could think of that might be working in St. John that could just bring the bag closer to me so I didn't have to make the trip because I was worried about my money because of, gas money things. And payday wasn't until, so that would have been Thursday. Payday wasn't until Friday. And so I was like, there's probably enough gas in the car, but, it worked out. It like totally worked out. But Alex, the handyman, wanted to come work, but his truck's down. It's got some sensor or something inside his transmission that went out. And so he's ordered the part, but I had to go pick him up. And so that was the day after. When I woke up that next morning, first off, I slept like I haven't slept in I want to say years. I don't know that that's true, but it feels like it. I slept so deep and good and hard, and then the next morning it was like, oh, my hands look normal. I can see my knuckles. I can see the cords in my hand. I don't my feet look right. I haven't looked like this in forever. And so it was a little while. I keep hearing my other phone, so I'm checking because I was like, I do have a signal, right? Somebody's not trying to get me because I lost signal. Um, anyway, so the next day I was just feeling so good. I worked with Alex. I like could lift things that I haven't been able to lift in, it feels like a year or two. It might not have been quite that long, but like I used to be able to pick up an 8 foot 4x4 post and just carry it. No big deal. Yeah, just part of life. And I haven't been able to do that in a while. And it was really concerning me that I was getting too old or too weak or my MS is really, really bad or something, right? And, but here I am after a little bit of steroids and I can pick up a 4x4 and carry it again. I'm like, this is pretty cool. But then, of course, where does my thought process go, what's going to happen when I don't have the prednisone, right? What happens when the steroid treatment's over? Do I have to go back to not feeling good? I don't want to do that. So, a little at a time, when I took a break from the projects and the work I was doing, I took the list that they gave me and the papers. Well, of course, the next day I called the doctor's office, right? And so I took the list they gave me and I started looking up. I started a food diary and a how I feel diary, right? Of all the things that happened to me in case we needed to know. And then I started looking up. So, what is this malt thing? Now, I used to study the history of food and I was really cool. I was really into that and the history of bread and things like that because I like to cook. And so I had a general understanding, but then, wow, did I get more? Because but I looked up these four big ones. The malt and pineapple are the big ones, and then the lettuce and the corn. And I've known for years I was allergic to corn. You couldn't have told me I didn't know that was true. So, interestingly, it's my handwriting, right? But I kept finding in my little searches, and this is research that is not like I can tell you from the Journal of Medicine, blah, 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 right? This is, I Googled blah, 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 and I got the basic, quick first information, and that's all I could do the first time I looked at it. And then the second time I went at it, I got a little more. Then I did something else. And I still need to go back on, is it kids with food allergies that I've been a member of for years? And there's another one that's like just food allergies, but people who have to manage their food allergies. I want to get on those sites and even see more about what they're saying, right? But the basic quick things were that under malt is yeast, vinegar, I've told people before, including white vinegar, all kinds of vinegar, gluten, cereals, baked goods, grains, all of the grains, alcohol, all of the alcohols, all the wine, unless it is not made with yeast, but all of it, all of that. Malting is a process. I knew that. I remembered that. But yes, so all those things. And then, so along with those, like the second or third time I was looking it up and kind of going, what else, right? Then I found if you're allergic to this, avoid these lists. And I went, oh, okay. And under the avoid these list, I found all the things that I had called the doctor's office for in the beginning, saying, I think I'm allergic to blah, blah, blah. Is there a way we can find out so I can stop wondering? I am. So under malt, it's things like chocolate drinks, snacks, beer, barley, grains, rye, wheat, gluten, oats, cereal, candy, vinegar, including white vinegar, baked goods, anything with yeast, any alcoholic drinks, yeast, brewer's yeast, nutritionalist yeast. And then it talked about a couple of symptoms that I want to look up I left on that list. And then the pineapple being the next big one. Pineapple, kiwi, papaya. I hate kiwi. It tastes gross. Okay, but it's because it makes my tongue itch. Duh. So kiwi, papaya, apricots. I knew I had trouble with stone fruits. Chestnuts, I got a question. Peach, canned fruit in 100% juice because 100% juice always includes pineapple. Canned fruit salad, fruit cocktails, pineapple salsa, rum, jam, fruit cakes, banana bread, grapefruit, cherries, bananas. I wondered why I couldn't do bananas. Avocados, and also avoid apples, plums, pears, caraway, fennel, coriander, anise, carrots. I wondered about them. celery, parsley, soybeans, peanuts, almonds, and hazelnuts. And if you chose to ever like have those for a special thing, you better have them cooked, it said. So then I look up the corn and the lettuce. And I have a hunch what's going to come up with corn because I've known it for years, right? And of course, there is some talk about if a chicken eats corn and you try to eat its egg, you may have trouble. Well, guess what? I do. I know that. I've known that. So, but under corn, good Lord, all the normal stuff: corn bran, baking powder, vegetable oil, processed foods, uh, corn sugars, hominy grits, popcorn, corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, oil, cornstarch, flour, gluten, cornmeal, cellulose, caramel, like ingredients, right? Cake yeast, bleached flour, citric acid. I told y'all that I was allergic to citric acid. Deli meat, cereal, jam, bread, canned fruit, canned juice, gum, licorice, coffee creamers. Not surprised. Are you guys still here? Do I need to be checking? I'm getting concerned. Is there a way I can? Nope. I don't know how to do something else and not. Are you guys actually here? Because I haven't seen a message scroll. So then under the lettuce, I got my answer to a couple of things: chicory, peaches, cherries, carrots, grass, melon, mustard, cereals, tomato, legumes, tree nuts. And I had walnuts the other day. Runner beans, ragweed, stevia. I had a hunch about the stevia. Um, echinacea, all the lettuces, chamomile, chicory, dandelion, endive, escarole, safflower, stevia, sunflower seeds, and tarragon. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's a thing. Because I'm not seeing any messages, I'm going to go check my other phone. Let me let you see the bird feeder tree for a few minutes. So let me go see if something's happened and you guys, because I'm concerned that y'all can't hear me or something or see me. Well, one of the dings is actually Alex. So nope, it doesn't look like it's you guys. So are you still there? I mean, I know I kind of went through a whole laundry list. Can somebody send me a message so I know if you're there? Let's go to this and go back to this and go to all messages again. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm seeing. Okay. I'm seeing that you're saying, yeah, just listen and lots of, okay. Um, okay, great. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. There we go. So let me go back up. I don't know how far back up I got to go. Um, and let me see what, can we plan on getting some more? What I got to, Alex, the handyman Alex is checking in. Whoops. Let's see. Um, Sorry, guys, hang on a sec. Ask questions while I'm okay. So Alex was asking me, can we do something this weekend because somebody's coming Wednesday, and we had kind of prearranged, and so basically I answered him with absolutely. When I'm on my live stream, but I'm available after, and I'm anxious to go to Tractor Supply because I am. We have a couple of projects going on, and I need a few more T-posts. And so I'm like super anxious to go get the supplies and get those other things done. And it would make me feel good. So now I'm scrolling, okay, to see what and catch up with you guys. The cats will learn to stock the water and keep down the road population. Exactly, Beth rather. And I have stopped. It's been a process, but I have stopped feeding the cats at night, and I'm starting to try to call them cats, not kittens. And one of them is definitely a boy. The other one, if he's a boy, he's got peas. I'm not sure if it's a boy or not because they're the tiniest little. I don't know, but I may have two boys. I don't know, but anyway, so I'm starting to call them cats, and I have stopped feeding them. They don't get dinner anymore. Now they only get breakfast, and I'm starting to cut back on how much breakfast they get. So it's becoming now you got to work. So they woke us up last night killing a rodent. I had to because they leave me the guts, right? They leave me the presents. And so I have to watch when I step out the door that the little rug in front of the door doesn't have something on it. I don't want to step in it. And then I have to take care of the guts part. But yes, so the cats are and they are starting to stalk these things. So okay, so it's all back now. So, okay, so all right. Wendy and oh, hey Bonnie, nice to see you again, Bonnie. Jeremy, wow, great story about Wendy. Hi all, yeah, yeah. Sounds like you're gonna have a good a pond before long. Yeah, it's tiny, but yes, I don't want too big a pond because there are bobcats here. Actually, one got hit by a car about I'm not sure it was a mile away, close to a mile away. And I knew, a couple years ago a neighbor killed one on his front porch. But so between the bobcats, the coyotes, they will come as well to even this size pond. Um I I have thought about creating a bigger pond, but and it would help with making sure it would attract the elk and the antelope and all of that, but it would also bring the free range cattle, and they just tear things up so bad that I'd rather not. So keeping it in this manageable size and putting that solar water pump in it so that it'll spray, it'll make a water set trickly sound. But yes, the rabbits, the everybody's going to come to it, but it's kind of cool. Um, oh, wonderful! Who's saying that? Iris. Thank you. I thought that the camera on this was going to be good and it would be worth the extra money and the difference of things I was doing. Um, Bernie's was done. Oh, your test was done through blood work. Um, I had blood work tests. They all came back negative. And I was like, are you sure they actually tested it? Are you sure that they didn't like swap mine with somebody else's? Labs make mistakes is my point. But no. So the blood work said I wasn't allergic to anything. So what kind of shots were they and when did you get them? They were barely under the skin. I need to pay attention to Alex. Alex's phone broke. So hang on a second. Alex's phone broke and his. Oh, okay. It's not Alex that's making the sound. It's Beth. Thank you, Beth, for letting me know. Okay. Alex's phone, so his truck was down and then his phone broke. And he lives like way out. I'd been out there before, but like way out. So, I will pick this one up to double check because he's had to go to the neighbors to make to send me a text. So so the shots were allergen shots, and they were injected just under my skin, and so they were 26 different allergens just placed under the skin. Um, Normally see static video and so blurry. So far, very good. Must be new phone, and I have new Wi-Fi system. Oh, wonderful, Skip. That's great news, Skip. Yes, I have a new phone and I got visible service, which is still Verizon. So my signal's still not perfect, but it's better. And we'll figure out. I'll figure it out as I go along. I still own the WeBoost. I'm gonna have it installed. Jeremy will know, but I'm gonna have the WeBoost installed on the white tracker as we get the engine work going. Stan told me that the end of August and the beginning of September, he was going to start looking at the White Tracker's engine again. So, and he's considering doing a 2.0 engine swap, which I think is a kind of good idea. I hope I can afford it. But we know I'm going to have to sell the blue car to pay for the white one. So, thank you, Iris. You're saying, may God bless me. Sounds like chemical imbalance. No, it's allergies, Jer. It's total allergies. Bernie's saying, so great, Lesa, to have angels ministering to you. You have so many people who care for you. Yes. And wow. When I put the quick message on Facebook, I'm not liking Facebook at all anymore. And I'm thinking about just canning it. Okay. I haven't done it yet. If you've got an objection to that, that's fine. But I ain't even feeling it. So I'm trying to move everything over to YouTube and to the, and I didn't see Catherine on here today, but to the membership. And so if you join the membership, I'm trying to keep it super cheap, but but if you join the membership, you get something every day from me, little but something. And so from the hospital, they got a special video, and they actually got to see my face, which I wasn't going to show the world because I don't feel good and I don't look good. And you know how it is when you want to be whiny and whatever you don't want to. So and yeah, Mary, I never knew steroids could be amazing, but I agree now. Yeah. So I'm not, yes, I'm allergic. So the list that I read are things I'm allergic to. Yes. The hunches I had that I wanted to know about were citric acid, stevia, because I couldn't figure out what in these ingredients, in these things, was bothering me. And because, but how bizarre, the allergy to milk and dairy doesn't even exist. Okay. So we decided, me and the PA that did the test, we decided that I would test the milk and dairy by having some yogurt. So I bought when I went in Walmart, I forgot I did pick that up too. I went in Walmart and I picked up two little individual cups of Greek yogurt. I picked up one Fahe and one Great Value. I was like, I haven't had either one. I checked the ingredients list, plain, by the way, plain yogurts, because I can't have, well, I wouldn't have anyways, but, well, because of all the years I've been alive, I've figured out don't do the other stuff anyways. But so I got the Fahe I love. Oh my goodness. It's like $1.28 for one. little, excuse me, for one little one. And then the great value plain Greek yogurt is 97 cents. Great values is low fat, and Fahe, I got a 2%. My thing would have been I would have wanted the full fat. Not because I want to gain weight, but because I know it's better for your brain. Okay. And I have so limited other things that why not have the good stuff? Fahe tastes good. It was only 2% fat, but who cares? And the Walmart one is like runny and watery, but it didn't say it had weird ingredients. So it's an inexpensive thing I can add to my diet. I didn't get sick behind it. Of course, I'm still taking steroids, so we'll watch to see. Um, and so then Beth is saying, Are, is there any food left that's safe for me to eat? Yeah. Okay. So I had bought the Walmart 80/20 hamburgers. They're good. The other companies' ones suck. And they're like $12, $13, something like that for a bag. It's only 3 pounds, I know. I could eat those. And they taste good. And I'm okay. And I could have salt. And and I guess I can still have coffee. I haven't finished doing the research to make sure I'm still okay with that idea, but I'm still having it. And I had a can of evaporated goat's milk in storage here. I pulled that out and put goat's milk in my coffee because I'm out of things like maple syrup and sweeteners and stuff like that. But I want something that tastes good just like everybody else. And I love iced coffee. And so I want to find a way I can have an iced coffee that has flavor that won't kill me. So, um, uh, what can she? Wow, it's funny. I'm just hearing some hammering. It's funny how close my neighbors actually are. And it's because they moved to their southeast corner, which is kitty corner that direction. And so there's 140 acre between them and me. So it makes them what, a few 100 feet. And so it's funny when I hear the chickens, I hear the dogs, but it's funny to hear the banging of they're working on a vehicle or something. Funny to hear that so close. Um, so let's see. Here's Sonia. Sounds like you're gonna be a carnivore for life, right there with you. That's how it feels. And Bernie, organic eggs, pasture raised. Oh, you'd think. Probably not, because I don't trust somebody else to do what I need, right? And I might have to, I don't know, I might have to figure out whether it's worth it to stay here more often and to have chickens again, but to do them differently. But now I have two cats who would love a little bird. By the way, that flock of chickens I had are one of them went broody and she's sitting on about 25 eggs. And those are barred rocks are the best chickens in the world. And so I've decided that if I do chickens again, I'm putting them where I had wanted them to begin with. And I will use this new plastic hardware cloth that I found because you could see through it different. And I might, if I decide that I want to do that and I want to be here more often, I might think about getting barred rock banties. So that means tiny breed but still the same kind because they're still gentle. They're just smaller. They lay smaller eggs. And they're just as good a heritage breed as anybody else's. And so I might think about that, but I'm not ready to deal with chickens right now. I'm tired. Plus, today will be the last day that I take um, um, today will be the last day that I take the steroids. So I'm distracted by Alex. Hang on. Uh, so I kind of was waiting to see how am I going to feel after the steroids, and then what? Where do I go from there? And while I'm doing that, cleaning up whatever dietary things here. So I've already put back into storage any of the things that I already owned that have an ingredient that is on my list. So when somebody comes to visit, they get a present if they want it. And you know, that $64 bag of protein powder that I bought that I got the affiliate link for, it's on the I can't have it list. Because it has stevia and monk fruit and there's something else. There's three or four things. And so I wondered why after like 3 or 4 days I didn't feel so good. And so that's I have a half a bag of that because I was making in my iced coffee with it, which gave me a flavor, which was kind of nice. So if somebody comes to visit, they might get half a bag of that really good protein powder. That, whatever. He's here. No worries there. Okay. So what time is it? It's 11. I'm making a decision here. It's almost 11. So, get you when I finish here in an hour. Get finished in about an hour. Will that work? Okay. And then, so, so I think I'm going to make a trip to Tractor Supply with or without Alex. And I shouldn't say this online. Somebody will know where I live or something. But uh, and I'll either let him be here and work on a project for me or something. I don't know, but I need to use him when I can. So the organic pasture raised eggs, I don't even know about that. I'm not ready to try eggs yet. Let me get my system a little more under control. My everyday things that I know are okay. I'm trying to think now that how would I want to make my iced coffee and have a flavor and not get myself in trouble or make myself fat, one of the two. So trying to like, process how that's going to happen. So um okay. Echinacea. Oi. Yeah. Beth, I knew because I tried them. I'm really allergic to elderberries too. Hor- Yeah. Uh-oh, if you have a boy and a girl, better budget for spaying. Yes. If it's a girl, which I'm not sure at this stage because he looks. Oh. I misunderstood Alex. Not today, next week. Oh, okay. Then I'll take my time. I will take my time. Oh, come on, phone. Take. I'm typing. Take my time getting supplies together. Good, because I didn't really want to do all that rushing in one day. Um, can we do Friday or Sunday next? Okay. All right. Okay. What did Mary say? If you have a boy and a girl. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I talked to Angie Lozano from Cottonwood. She's a really good friend of mine. Most of you know, I've talked about her before. She rescues chihuahuas and other things, but she's very much a pet advocate. We spoke about this, and these little kittens, I got them when they were a couple of weeks old. Their mother had abandoned them or gotten killed, and anyway, uh, she encouraged me to hunt for spaying for feral cats because they're outdoor working cats. Now, I've worked with them so I can pat them, I can pick them up, I can put them in a box if I need to. So that was important if I was going to have to take them or if they needed care. And they think I'm their mom or something. But let's see if we can do this. Let me show you because there. Let's see. Can we get a good picture? Look, look. So they really are doing really well, but they're getting bigger, and so they're. Uh, I did find out that because they're working cats, it's possible that I could get them in to have them fixed under a feral cat thing and not have to pay much for it. If not, I will take them back to Pet Allies, which is who in Sholo. That's who did Wendy. They did a great job. Um, Actually, Angie paid for that. Cats aren't quite as expensive. I'm also watching my local Good Dog Rescue, which is related to the reservation, and they do spay clinics. And so when they do the spay clinics for cats, it's really cheap, and I'm thinking it's like $10 a piece or $20 a piece. So I'll have a budget for that anyways. Must be peas. Anyways, Lesa, I needed that laugh. Because it is. It's like, if it's a boy, it's the smallest little. I'm just saying, teeny weeny. The other one, it's obvious. But I'm like, it don't look. Okay, look, my arm's all itchy right now. You probably can't see the bumps I can see. Okay, it's itchy as crap right now. And yeah, anyways, itchy as crap. And it's not bug bites. It's just the stuff I've been going through. So let's see. I think Wendy's barking at the neighbors because the corner of their property is so close. They must be working on this corner today instead of where they usually do. But I don't know. Anyway, so all right, let me catch up again. BPs. Vitamin K. What about vitamin K? Oh, I had a doctor give me vitamin B3 one time. I I get horribly reactive to vitamin B3. And they were like, some people can react to it. Okay. All right. Alex says Sunday works, Friday might. I'll let you know about it. I'll reach out Wednesday or Thursday. Sounds like a plan. Okay. All right. So I got Alex taken care of. Okay. Distractions, guys. I hope that's not too freaking annoying. So true, Lisa. Us women need the good fat, not the non-fat, especialmente getting older. Yes. And with all the years that my body has been processing things I've been allergic to, and the brain fog stuff that happens, and the fact that my MS is the body attacks the myelin, which is like a protective coating in your brain. I mean, any of those good fats that can help rebuild, repair my brain is probably a good thing for what has been problems that I've had. So, I would still like a couple of those chicks. Yes, Jer, you're on the list. I've asked. Now, you know, those chickens are barred rocks, Iris. So they're a regular heritage breed chicken. How do I explain this? So I'm going to hold in my hands. It, they don't weigh a lot because their feathers are fluffy. So a regular breed heritage breed, which is an old school breed of chicken, is not a huge bird. It's not heavy, and they're really kind of light. Um, they have plenty of fluff on their feathers. They can be in really hot weather and really cold weather. So uh, I don't know how to kind of explain that, but they are. You know what? You could look it up. If you look up on Murray McMurray, is the buy your chicken site. They have some good explanations, quick explanations, and they're called barred rocks or Plymouth barred rocks. And like I said, if I'm going to be here more, then I would look at the barred rock banties this time because I want to put them in a smaller space. Not that because I tore, you guys don't even know this yet. I tore down the chicken coop garden room. It's not here anymore. And so where I would want to put them, they'd be more interactive with us. And I would only have four hens and a rooster, as far as I'm thinking. And the other thing is I might entertain the idea of quail. I had wanted quail before, but the problem with quail is quail. One, they're very wild birds, so they don't become pets like chickens. They won't follow you in the yard and then come back at nighttime. They quail's a whole different thing. And they're one serving size per bird. You know, actually, you need two or three to make a meal if you're going to eat quail. But I thought I was allergic to their eggs too. So if the deal with eggs is that the bird ate corn and the corn comes through and that's what I'm reacting to, then my raising them myself makes it different. But like picking up chickens in the middle of the winter and cooking all their food and growing them sprouts was a lot of freaking work. And it was expensive and it was hard on me. And so I would want to go at that different. So we'll have to, but you asked about how big the birds are. Oh, a lot of those items, okay, Sonia, are full of vitamin K. That's interesting. Was that Bernie? You're right, Lisa. In PR, I questioned eggs, pasture raised. They changed the feed and put corn. Yeah, exactly. So back when I was down on one of the borders of Panama and Costa Rica, um, those people were so poor in that little village that they just would drop coconuts and crack them open for the chickens. And so those chickens didn't have any corn at all. And I don't remember, I remember eating eggs at their place, but that's a long time ago too. Oh, well, not a long, long time, but it's, 10 years. Full of vitamin K. That's interesting, Sonia, that you know about the vitamin K. I'll have to look that up. Cana hens is sitting on a bunch of eggs sired by my barred rock. Oh, nice. That'll be a nice little mix. That's Beth. Beth, you're up in Maine, right? That'll be nice. Uh, I don't say that name, the name of the hen. I don't say it right, but Araucana hen, and she was fertilized by the barred rock rooster. That'll be an interesting one. Sonia, good to know. Thanks for your tidbit. I know where you are. Yes, you do, Jer. So are you going back to the carnivore eating regime? Well, I already was. I just was trying other things, and I'd been struggling because what can I eat? And then trying to keep that refrigerator and freezer mode was not working with batteries when it was 97 degrees here. The batteries wouldn't stay charged. I couldn't like maneuver it. All of a sudden, this week, it's been fine. It's been just running seamlessly with no trouble. And I don't know what changed. I did try to reset the electronics on one of them. And I don't know, but um, the pre-shaped frozen hamburger patties are very convenient. But when I buy them from Bashas', they have a weird texture and I don't like them. And then, and they're $22 a bag for 3 pounds. Like, it's crazy price. And then, yes, I'm rubbing my arm. It's itchy. I have some bumps on my arm still. This one's really big still. Um, it looks like I have a vaccination mark, right? And I'm trying to rub, not itch, because it's itchy. Um, and if I go to the market in St. John's, there's the last time I was there, they only had a 5 pound bag. They were $28, and they also tasted nasty. And they were 75-15 percentage, of fat to whatever. But when I can get the Walmart ones that are $13 a bag for 3 pounds, and they're 80/20s, that batch tastes good. And I can maneuver those. So what I've learned to be doing this summer is when I go to Walmart, I'll buy 3 bags of them. I'll come home with some charcoal and I'll put the little grill on and I will cook 2 bags of them straight up. The other bag I'll put in the fridge freezer. I had to turn that up from freezer mode to about 36 degrees. So it will thaw them out over time. But then I'll get in the mood and I'll cook them. But so what I do is I cook 2 bags of them up and I put them in either Ziploc bags or containers and then let them cool down in the evening and then put those in the refrigerator. And then I can just eat them cold. And that was working pretty good. Now that I can have milk and dairy, I can choose how I want to add that in. But because I choose to be kosher by the Old Testament rules in Deuteronomy, I won't eat dairy with my beef So if I want to have a cheeseburger, I'll do a I'll do like from Walmart. I can get the Festiva ground turkey that's frozen in a 1 pound tube, and it's like $2.50. Two, I think I paid $2.48 the other day. And anyways, if I want a cheeseburger, that's what I'm gonna have is turkey with something on it. And see, the only cheese I would have bought before was sheep milk cheese, which is $5 for a little tiny piece. And so now, if I can have some dairy thing, I could do something like that to have some variety because I've been really freaking bored. Um, and I mean, I still got to be careful. I still got to figure this out. I'm going to stay as much carnivore as I need to because, what else am I going to eat? Kind of a little bit limited anyway. So, oh, yeah, elderberry. Yeah. But next weekend is the car show. Uh, okay, Jeremy. I'm hearing that next weekend is the car show, and that has what to do with because I was answering Alex. Um, but uh, I don't know what day the car show's on, and nobody. Am I supposed to know? Am I supposed to be doing something about the car show and I don't know it? I need to do the research to find out if I'm okay with vanilla because I would like to have vanilla and good cinnamon in my coffee. But I don't want cinnamon like from the little shaker jar from Dollar General or Walmart. I had a cinnamon tree in Costa Rica and I went out and peeled the bark off. I'm spoiled. I want some good stuff. So I need to do the research to see if I'm okay with those. And I haven't found that yet. Get back to the east end of Long Island. The cat rescue does boys for free and gives a hospital certificate for girls free. Wonderful. Had kittens. Oh, that's wonderful, Beth. Yeah. So Sonia, you can't do vitamin K either, huh? Well, I mean, because of your comment, I'm saying I have to look at this vitamin K. That's interesting. They have a great personality for a pet that you plan on feeding off of. Yes, they do. The barred rocks, absolutely. And the quail are cute as heck, and they take so little space. Originally, I always had wanted to have a greenhouse and put the quail in the greenhouse. It's what they used to do in like Tokyo, and it's how they had meat and vegetables and whatever else. And it's still a really good idea. And from the time you get baby quail to when you can butcher them and then consume them or can them or store them or whatever is 6 to 8 weeks. And so I had thought many times if I'm going to travel, I could still do quail and travel. But I don't know if the problem I had with the quail I had before, the meat was fine, the eggs, I just look, when I put the fork of an egg in my mouth and I immediately throw up, something's wrong. So I know I'm allergic to corn. Look, I can have corn chips at a restaurant because I think I want to be social with other people, and I know I'm not supposed to have corn chips. Okay, but I can have them, and then I go home and I'll have this white circle with really dry skin inside of it on my face, and it'll come up like nobody's business. And I got color on me from summer tan color, right? But it'll pop up just as white as chalk or rice, and it'll be dry and scaly. and it'll be the next day, and it'll be there for 2 or 3 weeks. And so I know, just don't eat corn. I know this. Yep, your mammy, Bernie saying that mammy would put cornstarch on their skin for anything that made them itch. Yep, yeah, I can't do that. I used to, some people will put cornstarch in their shoes if their feet are smelly, and I can't do that. I can't do any of those things. Yeah, I've known that for a lot of years though, so that's not like new. There were a couple of ingredients that I didn't realize were corn things. So I'm learning right along with the rest of you. Jeremy said, I lost the 4 beautiful birds we had to something in the wild. Yeah. Judy, hi, welcome. Yeah. Next Saturday and Sunday is the car show, and I'm going to try to have the Corvair just. Oh, really? I haven't been down to see you guys. Is the Corvair close to ready for that? I could come on Sabbath, but I couldn't come on Sunday. I'd rather, Sabbath it would be fine to come down and do a car show kind of thing. That's different. That's not work. It's just I don't dig in the dirt and garden or I mean, I might snap peas, snap a well, I might not snap peas. I don't know. You know what I mean? I might pick something, but aside from that, oh yeah, 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 those chuckers. I don't know how to say that either. Those I've eaten some of those. They're kind of aren't they related to ducks or something? But they're another desert bird, and so I think they do really good out here. But they're like twice the size of a quail or something, and half the size of a chicken, something like that. Iris. Thank you, Iris. Hey, I feel blessed at 66 years old that I have my mental facilities and I can walk around without a cane. I've seen people who are younger than me that are in rough shape, and I'm like, hey, so I have a bunch of allergies, I just stop eating stuff, right? But thank you. I feel very blessed. And I think that I will continue a lot more years. I've kind of always had a hunch that I won't be dying until I'm about 125. And I don't know what it looks like between now and then. That's kind of an odd thought to have, especially when I didn't want to be here as early as when I was 5 years old. So, it's kind of an awkward thought and idea to think that you're just going to be around really old. And it's okay. It's okay, I guess, but whatever. And yeah, I feel blessed too. Saline cinnamon is the best you've done. Pumpkin spice for the ingredients are great for heart and Mexican cinnamon sticks. Yeah, I bought Mexican cinnamon sticks, in um, the little packets that hang on the wall in the grocery stores around here. I forgot the brand name of those, Guapo or I don't know what they are. Anyway, but I bought those. I don't know if it's the same. I just don't want. I just don't want crap, and I got to be careful of pumpkin spice. While I'm saying that, because they had told me I was allergic to ginger, but now I don't know because it wasn't on the list. There's a thought. The what? My arm rash looks like parasites and freaked you out. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not. It's but I do have a rash today on this arm. I do. And I'm still on the steroids and I'm not I take the last steroids at 4 o'clock. So then I'm just curious as to. So I'm kind of glad that I don't have to do Alex stuff until the end of the week. It allows me to get past the last of the steroid treatment, have a couple of days rest or whatever to feel how it feels without the steroid, and go to Tractor Supply during the week and get the supplies I need to get, so I could kind of take it a little slower, and then maybe he can come Friday or something. And like I said, I don't really want to work hard on a Sabbath, but if he wants to come putz on something, I could fudge. Oh, fudge, whatever. Arrowroot is better alternative to cornstarch. True. Arrowroot. I'll have to. Where's Where's my pen? That's a good one to look up. Okay, so now it's note time, people. I found a pretty notepad the other day for 50 cents somewhere. Okay, so vitamin K, that was from Sonia. Look that up. Arrowroot. And Ceylon, however you spell that, cinnamon. Oh, yeah, and question, what about the ginger thing? Because what about that? So, like, do I want to try doing what would be most convenient for me for iced coffee would be powdered milk. Do I want to try that? Now I know I can't get Milo powdered milk because Milo powdered milk, the way they make it, the process is too close to malting. And so I can't have that. That it actually said that. But so I wonder if I could do powdered milk would be convenient, or evaporated milk. People out in the ethers or carnivore world would be saying use half and half, and or use cream, or use just the whole idea like messes with my head. Or put butter in your coffee. Now you got to know that like in 2016 I was doing butter in my coffee way back then. So I was a little above the curve. I was early in the world of things like bulletproof coffee. I knew about it from reading some medical history thing that had to do with traditional people and Western price and stuff like that. So I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that. Anyways, but arrowroot, that's good. Just needs an oil change and service. It's a run and drive a car. Oh, wonderful. And a wash and a polish. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I agree with that. The whole parasites thing, or that you're like your gut buddies. You get an imbalance and you get the wrong gut buddies. Now, when I was in Bree, Costa Rica, which is on the Atlantic side, Caribbean side of Costa Rica, um, Bree village is an indigenous village. Their wells and their septic tanks are 4 feet apart. Well, I knew that, and I knew to be careful, but I think I drank a cup of coffee, and I hadn't had any trouble with anything. I got parasites, and then that was the same year that I got the dengue and malaria at the same time. So yeah, I could have died. It was a whole thing. Iris, I don't think he's had that Corvair very long. You won't be alone 50 years from now. Yeah, there you go, Beth. By the way, the birds, I wish you guys could be seeing the little pond. Of course, I will eventually make that pretty. I'm just trying it out for size where it is. I kind of want to slide it over a little bit because both of the chairs on the front porch, I can see the edge of it, but there's a branch of the tree that blocks the view. The birds are having a ball in there. And if I would slide it just about 3 feet left, it'll be on the far side of the tree where the animals and the birds will all feel very protected. But I can see through the branches better. So it's probably going to get moved a little more. And then at some point, I'll do something with a solar light that will be on the far side of it so that if there's a sound at night, that it's possible for me to at least see the shadow of what's there. That would be cool. That's a thought I have, anyways. Yeah, you won't be alone, Beth. There you go. What do we got here? Arg. Potato starch, arrowroot, and tapioca. You know, you're right. The I was thinking about cassava flour, right? Because I know I can make like a tortilla with cassava, okay, which is yuca. But can I grow it up here? That would be interesting. And I don't know whether potatoes is a good idea. Potatoes, potato starch. Yep. Yeah, I'm making notes, right? Um, I'm not buying cassava. What are they called? Um, uh, Tortillas because they're $10 for four of them. No, not doing it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So you're saying the corn rash, and you were talking about my arm and the thing. Do you know the first night when I got home, I had been so wigged out, right? So not well, not thinking well, that I when I bought some food one of the last times, I bought beef hot links. They have so many corn products in them, and I really didn't think about it when I got home from the hospital. I was hungry, I was exhausted, and I just pulled out uncooked sausages. The package says it's fully cooked. Don't get freaked out, people. And I ate two of them, just not cooked. Never even thought about the ingredients and went, oh crap, that wasn't very smart. So, Wendy got to eat those. So, but I won't be fudging with those anymore. That's for sure. You know what? I can have a steak anytime I want it. So, somebody wants to take me out to dinner, we're going for steak, and we're not going for steak with cooked in oil. We're going for steak. Put it on the grill, flip it over a few times. I'm having steak. No salad, because come on, tomatoes, lettuce, all that stuff, carrots, it's all on the list. So, yeah, no salad, steak. I'll have to research to find out if I can have a potato. Wouldn't that be good if I could have steak with a baked potato and butter? That would be kind of cool. Or sour cream. Well, no, I wouldn't eat the butter or the sour cream at the same time as I'm eating a steak. But it still sounds good. Steak. Just steak. All by itself. And asparagus, because I think asparagus is safe. I should write that on the list to double check because I'm growing asparagus, which, by the way, just put up some new shoots in the last couple of days. Kind of cool. All right. Yeah, I need to double check that. Oh, okay. Bye, Iris. I see that you're going. What? I heard you grow. Oh, the birds are in the water. No, something else. You're such a good protector, Wendy. All right, let me finish reading what you guys are saying up here. Donna K, gotta go. Um, yeah, I will need separated. I have to find out about spices, yeah. But you're right, I will have to have individual spices. But the fact that I'm beginning to allow myself to even have spices is kind of nice because it's nice to have a flavor. Oh, that's wonderful, Jeremy. So it's a parade car. Good for you. Sunchokes, Jerusalem artichokes. Right, but I think that I'm fairly certain. Let me look. I'm fairly certain because I was about to plant Jerusalem artichokes here because they grow wild here. Okay. And I'm fairly certain they're on this I can't have it list because I was going to grow them. They're still a pretty flower and they're a good plant for somebody's emergency. So I might put some here just because I can. But where's my list? Wait a minute. I think it fell under. What did it fall under? I was like, no, tell me it's not so. Please, no. And what's runner beans? I gotta look up what runner beans are. But it didn't say lemons or limes, so maybe with lemons and limes and honey, I can have lemonade or limeade. Yum. Yeah, Jerusalem artichokes. It falls under lettuce. Bummer. Oh yeah, steak and flaky salt. And flaky salt, Bernie knows when I was down in Yuma, one of the Food City, which is related to Bashas, they had a bag of this flaky salt from Baja. That stuff that's my favorite of all the salts I've had, but um, it's been a minute. Um, since I've had any of that. So when I find that bag of salt again like that, I will get one because it was good. Oh, is asparagus full of? Jeremy, I don't do bacon because it's pork. Now, American Arrow has beef bacon. I would need to check. what the spices are that they put on it. See, I think can't I won't be able to do commercial jerkies because of the brines that they put it in and the fact that it basically gets pickled, right? And I won't be able to do pickles, the vinegar pickling process thing. So probably won't be able to do commercial jerkies. Except for that one brand that was only meat and salt. They have it at my bashes up here, but it's $11 a bag. Um, but I'm gonna make my own pemmican bars. I need to get tallow. Wow, my list is growing here. I need to buy tallow. Um, because the last batch of tallow I made didn't keep. The cats were just happy licking at it, and so I let them. Uh, so asparagus, yeah, I gotta check to see if my asparagus is all right. It's on my list. Okay. Um, steak, just steak. Yeah, steak and salt. I'm good. Who's that, Bernie? I'm making you hungry for steak. Uh, yes. It's been a long time since I've allowed much into my life that had the words natural flavors or natural whatever, because it ain't so. It ain't so. Um, but when I bought the last ground turkey breakfast sausage at Walmart that is Festival brand, they have spelled out what it is that they used to hide on the label. And so it is ground turkey with two less than 2% salt, apple juice, and something else. And I know that I need to be careful of that. Um, because apples is on one of the list, but it said if you're going to make sure it's cooked. So I think I could get away with it for now, but I might not be able to get away with it for long. I haven't even thought of kohlrabi since I was a kid. Um, artichoke hearts, fennel root. Yeah, I can't do fennel. That's on one of the list. Artichokes, artichokes. Let's find out. See, I gotta look these things up now. So, what did I call this video? Can I see that before? Anyways, no, I can't see that. But what did I say? We were gonna talk about hospitals and things. I think I've kind of covered some stuff, but seriously, if you live off grid or you're nomadic and you're traveling, um, have some kind of sense when it will be time to call something an emergency, and be a good enough neighbor that when it's appropriate, you can text somebody and say, "Hey, something's happening and I need you to take my dog. I need you to do something." Wendy went and spent the night at the neighbors. And of course, then what's the first thing they said to me when I picked her up? "If anything ever happens to you, we want her." And I went, "Well, if anything ever happens to me, there's two more people in line ahead of you or more." I think there's going to be an argument over who gets Wendy if something happens to me. So, get in line, people. Wendy's a good dog. Set up a typical refrigerator as a dehumidifier and you can dry your meat with your seasonings, and it's controlled. So, Jeremy, on that, to respond to your comment, I used to salt dry meat when I was younger. I was playing with it because, my family animals, and I wanted to learn how, because how did they do it in colonial days, and how did they get away with whatever? And so I believe that I could do the salted meat, and I believe that I can do the smoked meat. And so you are aware, Jer, that I am uh, you're aware that I have, that's Wendy barking, uh, that I have a project going on with John from our local landfill, Jumpo. And that project is going to make it easier for me to cook larger chunks of meat, do make my own smoked jerkies, and then I need to work at a place where I can control the environment enough to store it. I believe that I can do an in ground cache. Yes, Wendy, I hear that, Wendy. It is a truck or metal parts clanking or something. Um, I don't know what they're doing over there, but that sounds serious. Um, anyway, yeah, I think I can do an in-ground cache, sort of like a root cellar kind of thing, but that's a little protected differently because we're talking smokehouse materials. And it's very hot here, but of course, I can't eat them, okay? But there was a deal on bananas the other day, and I don't eat bananas. I did when I lived in Costa Rica, but I don't eat bananas anymore. And now I'm allergic to them. No wonder I don't eat them. So, but the bag was so cheap and they were so beautiful. I bought 99-cent bag and cut them up and made banana chips in my air dehydrator. That one of you, was that you, Sonia, that bought me that time. Um, and they're beautiful. They're crunchy. They're hard. They're in the stash right now. But yeah, I'm thinking that we that it could be, I could put a cache dug in the side of my hill that goes down to the canyon, and I could keep that the temperature inside a cache controlled enough that I could store salted meat in a cache. Now, that being most likely a plastic barrel with a screw on lid. That's the part I haven't done enough research, but it's very possible. So, right, simply allergies in hospitals. Yeah. So, yeah. So I've covered what I said I was gonna. Your son has all right. Oh, my son. Yeah, my son's fine. I've talked to him. He's had a rough week. He doesn't want to work anymore. He's been working for years, and he just feels like he's being worn out and nobody cares. And yeah, he's got a wife and she cares, but it's you know how life is. So, yeah. You might need to be Wendy in my final wishes directive, just because I might have to, yes. Um my son loves her as well. And I had said the way she reacts to one of the mechanics down at the shop, right, Jer? She and Sam it's like Sam is so neo-Nazi something or other. I don't know what exactly, but he's a little rough around the edges. She gets near him and he kind of melts. And I'm like, if she needs a godfather, you need to be her godfather because you just calm down with her and that's good. But honestly, if something really happened to me, my son would fight over her, and so would Sam, and so would how many other people, and now the neighbors too, because she spent the night with them. But geez, they have mastiffs up there, over there. The Great Dane Mastiff mix over at their houses. I don't even know, but you're right, and I'm gonna have to get with a lawyer one of these days about stuff here. So working on the stove. Oh yeah, the stove smoker stove thing is the John Poe project. Yes. Have you ever heard of burying a refrigerator? Oh yes, absolutely. Or a small chest freezer. Yes, those things. Yes, absolutely. Yep. And the only problem with burying something, you could even do it with like the metal trash cans like I use for above ground storage. But the problem is that most of the time you bury them where it's flat, and then you got to get down on your hands and knees and you got to like reaching stuff out is a pain in the ass. That's why I'm thinking the side of the hill somewhere or something that makes it a little more. Yeah, the bananas I've been having were coming from Central America, but you know what? They are not the bananas you eat when you're down there. And my favorite bananas are cuadrados. And they call them pig bananas in some places because it's the pig food. But in the indigenous village, I didn't know what manteca was. It's lard, but I didn't know what it was. And so when I was down there, mommy used to fry slices of cuadrados. And she would, so cuadrado bananas are small, 4 inches, 5 inches. I don't know, small, anyways. And she would cut them the long way in slices and then fry them. They were so freaking good, but I had no idea I was eating lard. Um, so I better outlive Wendy something. I don't know. You never know, guys. I feel tired. Well, geez, it's been 2 hours, more than 2 hours. I feel tired now, and I'm getting thirsty. And I'm so glad I don't have to just jump up and run to Tractor Supply and go get Alex and try to get something done. I'm kind of glad because I'm kind of tired now. So I think I'm going to chill, get a drink and chill out. Um, the little asparagus looks so good today, and four new sprouts of asparagus came up in the last week. Say this week. Um, and I see one of them is like 2 feet tall right now. That came up this week, and so I'm like, wow, that little bit of water I gave it last night, it's happy over there. So you all have a wonderful week. Yeah, look out for each other. Pray for each other. Um, if you feel like commenting on something or out on, I'm putting posts on YouTube. I'm starting to do some videos again. The new phone is encouraging me. I have to say, I'm nervous with the new phone because it's so freaking slippery. I have ordered a case and it's supposed to, I think the last notification I got from Amazon was that order is supposed to be in before 8 o'clock tomorrow. So once I get the case on the phone, so I'm not afraid of dropping it, then I can do more with it. But y'all have a wonderful week. Take care of each other. Think about each other. Pray for each other. Catherine and Homer were given a car, but it has no air conditioning. Um, G has, oh, G's refrigerator went out in the RV. He's having some struggles with his health, and yet he's kind of okay. And he said he was going to be in the background today, and so he would listen, but that was about it. Who else? Talked to Shane this week. Shane's grandmother is in a home. She's doing well, but she can't handle noise and whatever. But she's like in her 90s, and he struggles to interact with his father some. But his father's talking about bringing his teenage girlfriend from Colombia up to live with him. So, what was it Shane said? If dad can get cuddle time at night, good for him. I don't know. Whatever. I can't think of anything else specific to tell you to, pray about or think about or whatever. But y'all take care. Be good. Let's pray that Stan is getting close to working on my tracker soon. Y'all have a wonderful week. Jer, if you want to talk sometime, give me a holler. Y'all have a good one. Ciao.